How Randall follow up his remarks to the fans.
All right.
I'm saying.
Here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation. Saturday night Knicks. Knicks taking on the Celtics, the final series matchup of the season, the second of a back-to-back home and home. And things look good out the gate, man. Knicks had a 26-21 first quarter. Emmanuel quickly starting in place of Evan Fournier. Certainly rose to the occasion. But after that, man, it was all C's. The Celtics would go on to outscore the Knicks from that point, 88-49. Knicks get absolutely blitzed in the second half. And that was all she wrote, man. Knicks only could put up 75 points in the modern NBA, man. Knicks get smoked 99-75. Knicks postgame live presented by Prize Picks. CP the Franchise, CK2K, JD Sports Talk in the building tonight. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk about it. Well, not much to talk about, but we're gonna talk about it. You know, this is why you get booed. This is why
louder,
you
bro.
get booed.
Say louder. Like,
Nothing personal, Julius. Nothing personal. But this is why you get booed. You know. When the leader of the team scores 13 points on 6 of 19 shooting, I mean, this is why the fans get so down, because 1 minute, you know, you're the hero, 1 minute you're the villain, man. The expectations, Julius, is what it's all about. And, you know, he just didn't have it tonight. 99-75, Knicks get absolutely smoked. But, fellas, you know, I'll start with the bright spot. I'll start with the good news. Quickly, he finished the first game of the two against the Celtics. I thought he was a spark to why we turned that game around and ultimately won that game, despite, you know, Fournier's brilliance and RJ's buzzer beat. I really thought it was Quickly that was the spark to really turn things around. Tonight, no Fournier with the thigh contusion. And Quickly jumped in, and I thought right away his energy was everything we needed. Starts the game off, makes a quick cut to the basket, and gets a dime there. Then he drops a 3-pointer on the next possession. I thought Quickly really set a good tone there. Finishes the game with 18 points on 3 of 5 at downtown. CK, what you think about Quickly's outing tonight?
yeah, I completely agree with that sentiment. As far as the last game, I think, you know, the 41 was definitely very nice from Fournier, you know, especially the timely buckets towards the end of the game. But Quickly was the guy I was looking at. I was even giving some praise to Julius too. I feel like their energy and their bucket getting was what started that run for us. So I'm happy to see that we started them today with Fournier being out. This is actually one of the lineups I was hoping to see when the whole Kemba Walker stuff first started. I was hoping that we would see this lineup of Burks, IQ, and you know, the regular three. But seeing him, I felt like him, RJ Barrett were the only two that really came to play. Came to play today. Points be damned. It's just like their energy was the only energy I feel like we were getting. My worry went with IQ starting in the game is what ended up happening though. We only had 6 points from Quentin Grimes, and other than that, not a damn other person on that bench scored a bucket. So I feel like that's the worry. I don't know how much of that really is IQ, but that just shows how much of that spark that he provides when he does check in when the starting unit, whether they're playing good or bad. More times than not this season, we've seen them playing bad. I feel like that was missing on the bench, but we can't put all that on IQ because when he played, and tonight as a starter, he played and did what he was supposed to do. RJ as well, but a lot of the others wasn't doing much of anything else. So glad he got the start, but I really feel like it messed up our momentum because we just didn't have anything else going for us in that second unit.
You know, that Rose, Quick, Burks, that trio, that three-headed monster off the bench was really a stabling force for us. No Rose with the ankle, and now you move quickly in the starting unit with Burks. You leave your bench severely depleted, but like we were saying before, I loved Quickly's actions tonight. JD was definitely mixing it up. We saw the floater, getting it popping. I thought he was moving very well, trying to weave in and out of the pick and roll, trying to navigate a good Boston defense, man. Let's give the C's credit. I thought their defense was on point tonight, holding the Knicks to 75 points. But what's your takes on IQ tonight?
Yeah, the last two games, 18 points tonight, 16 the last game. Shooting around 60% from three. So, it's back-to-back games now. It's more than even the last two games. I think it's going dating back to now 4 games in a row where,
Yeah.
I've been consistent in terms of his floater game. In terms of the way that he is shooting that floater. It's not like last year where he's coming off the free throw line, he's throwing it from everywhere.
Right.
As soon as he saw a pick, any drive to the basket last year, once he got the pick, he just threw it up. He didn't care where he was on the court. There was one play where you saw he was coming off a screen. He even looked back. He looked back at the trail guy to make sure that he knew where he was at on the court, and then he shot the floater and made it. Those are the little details that he was not doing last year, which is telling me that he's feeling more comfortable, and he's working on the counter moves because teams are going to make adjustments. The Celtics as a team made adjustments tonight against the Knicks. But here comes quickly with his adjustments, and he continued to be efficient. And I'm just encouraged by him having this type of performance as a starter. He hasn't gotten these opportunities at all, pretty much. In a situation where there's been plenty of situations where you could have made an argument that he should have been starting with injuries and different combinations, lack of play from the team this year. And he finally got that opportunity tonight. And I think in that situation, for him to respond to Tom Thibodeau's call has to give the coach a lot of confidence moving forward on, whenever he needs quickly, whether it's to remain as a starter or come off the bench, you feel encouraged by his ability to respond to the call.
Yeah, well said there. And, the point guard situation, which has been, a theme for the last 10 years, but especially with this team with the ups and downs, Rose being out, Kemba starting, to the bench, back starting. Now he's injured. The Burks experiment failing miserably. Can't take it anymore. But, IQ, I keep saying IQ should be a guy we should be looking at. Clearly, Tibbs has no faith in McBride. We did the McBride experiment for 2 games. Tibbs, I think what Tibbs is showing you is that he doesn't feel McBride's ready for the spotlight right now. So that leaves me with IQ, man. Why not go to him and see if we can get more of a spark, and maybe go McBride and Burks off the bench. I'm not sure, but I'd like to see IQ get a look.
That was going to be my question, I guess, to you guys is, because we'll get into everything else that happened wrong with this game, but do you as a coach, do you just look at that first quarter as the sample size, 26-21, right? In a quarter where Julius Randle did not have a good quarter. He's 1 of 6 in that first quarter. Do you look at the way the team started with quickly there? The energy looked different. Just the activity, the action, it just looked just more rhythm. You just didn't have Julius Randle that didn't shoot well. If he would have shot decently, it could have been a 10-point game going into the second quarter. And starting games has been an issue. So do you look at that and say, you forget the 99-75, but do you continue to play quickly as a starter moving forward?
I do you one further. I look at the first half and I see what happens, because like we were saying, the first thing we're thinking about is then what happens in Quickly's absence on the bench. So I'm looking to see what happens with that first attempt of a bench unit when he comes out. And if that's not working, then that's when I make that adjustment to go to one of the only other point guards we have on our bench, and Deuce McBride. I feel like that was one of the bigger issues. I feel like we didn't really adjust to how poorly the bench played when IQ. We were forced to play IQ more minutes, which is fine. But I think that's the thing I'm looking at. Like, because you're right. Everything you said, JD, is on point. Like, what he did, his spark, and just the literally keeping us in the game, at least throughout the first 3 quarters, was a lot of it was Emmanuel Quickly. But I feel like what lost us the game was everything else. So I'm looking to make an adjustment as far as finding that replacement for him now on the second unit. And I feel like we didn't really do anything to try and make any adjustments to whether it is Deuce or something else. I don't think we did anything. We just tried the same thing twice and it didn't work, and we lost by almost 20 points. So that's what I'm looking at.
You hope that, at full strength, that's Kemba or D Rose.
Right.
You know, and then you're getting going. Now you're getting Obi back going, and you know, now you're finding Quentin Grimes, you know, moving on without the ball, because tonight was a night where Kemba, D Rose, Fournier, you're losing 3 playmakers. You're losing 3 shot creators. Whether you want to give Fournier that credit or not, you know, we scored 75 points tonight, so you know what I'm saying. That 41 from Thursday night was sorely missed. So, you know, it enhances the weaknesses of our bench, of our role players, of guys that can't really get their own when you put IQ and Burks in the starting 5.
And to your point, you know, you saw the other side to that in terms of starting quickly, and then now you're depleted because we were outscored 33-6 tonight.
33-6
in terms of, you know, the bench points. So this is why this season, man, it's just been one thing after the other. The coach makes, you know, one change, and then sometimes it affects the team and the other. But to me, it all comes down to one player, and, you know, we all know who that player is.
Yeah, we all know who that guy is. But we'll skip that for now.
Yep.
Let's go to some other reasons why we lost this game. Points in the paint. You know, points in the paint with the Time Lord there, man, in the middle. You knew it was going to be a rough night. Celtics are currently 6th in the league in terms of opponents' points in the paint. They are currently holding opponents to 42.9 points in the paint. Held the Knicks to 24 tonight. And you just saw the impact of Robert Williams from the jump. You know, Williams once again finished with 4 blocks. And you could just see at a certain point in the game, whether it was Julius, RJ, Burks, even IQ, you know, Knicks were just timid. Knicks were just timid to get it in the paint because it just wasn't coming easy. And so with Williams fortifying that Celtic defense, you know, you really got to get some good ball moving going and hit your open looks when you get those chances, because it wasn't going to come inside the paint. 42-24. And then we talked about the bench points, 33-6. Free throws, 6 of 15. 40% from the charity stripe. They call it charity stripe for a reason. They're free. RJ, 1 of 5. Mitch, we expect 1 of 4. Julius, 0 for 0. All right. You know, 0 for 0. Okay. I'm just saying, CK, you know, a certain person didn't want to show up tonight, but I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying. You know,
we talked about this, man, for it felt like the whole entire week, but it's been 2 days since the whole incident. You know, from him commenting on us and the reason why the thumbs down and all that stuff, telling us to shut the F up and all that nonsense and things like that. And at the very least, would expect him to follow that up with some sort of energy.
You're right.
And it's a nice game. I feel like we got everything leading up to the reason why you were booing us in the first place, the reason why you were getting booed.
We
and
got
like
all
of
that
stuff.
We got all of it
like,
tonight, bro.
Right. So for anybody that had something to say against it, like, this is the reason
this
why.
Is why.
Like, yes, I'd still be upset if he was 1 for 4 from 3, sure. But at least he got to the line. The man did not get to the free throw line at least one time. And to me, that just shows the lack of aggression, especially there was so many times. I'm looking at these highlights that have been looping over and over again. There was so many times that he had a smaller dude on him. And there was that one play, he shot the pop left, where he was boxing out a player, could have got the ball, and he let someone grab the ball over. Like, there's so many lack of energy plays.
Lack of focus.
Lack
How
of
about
focus,
the one where he almost had Schroeder run through the backcourt and grab the ball?
Schroeder was one of the main, right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just one of those things where cool. Like, I'm glad that, you know, you could use whatever you need to use to get that energy to play that way. But what worried me about that is the fact that you need something like that on a night-to-night basis means that we're going to see a lot more of these than that last game, because you in the other stadium, and maybe a few of the Knicks fans are going to boo you. Other fans are going to boo you for a different reason. But like, do you need that every single game for you to wake up and play right, to play more than 13 points in this game, when we know we need you without Evan Fournier's 41 or 30 or whatever it would have been? What is he averaging? 33, 35 against the Celtics, whatever it was. Like, we needed that hole to be filled. And I feel like Julius Randle just, just proved a lot of people's takes correctly.
Yeah,
after,
including mine
game.
on the debate.
Especially
sorry,
yours, sir.
Ash.
Especially
Sorry,
yours
Ash, you lost.
Yeah.
Nothing personal. Say it again.
0 free throws. Like
I said a viral debate. I'm sure everyone on the team might have even saw that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, go ahead, JD.
Yeah, talk to him, JD.
I mean, I wish we could play the clip where I said on the last show that, you know, you're not going to win this game with the fans when you go this route. And I think that was actually one of the underlying reasons why he went with the statement.
Yeah.
Is to kind of, you know, put some even ground on everything, and also, you know, so the fans could see what he was thinking, that there's all love and all that stuff. But as I mentioned on the last show, when you go this route, all it does is it raises the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that you can go and do that demonstrative with that much energy and then come the next game and play like this. I mean, at least wait a few more games.
Right.
But literally the very next game, you play like this against the same team.
The same team.
This is what we're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Mean, against the same team, bro. And you know, he has 6 turnovers. He had 5 of those 6 in the first half. He was 1 of 5 from 3 in the first half. You know, you like literally, and it's crazy too, because you showcase tonight all the areas that, you know, the majority of the fan base is holding you accountable to, you know, and that's the decision making, the turnovers, the effort and energy on some plays. You mentioned the Schroeder play. Like if Schroeder like composed himself a little bit, he could have grabbed that ball and just laid it up. Easy. So, you know, if that play would have happened at the Garden, he might have been booed right there.
Yeah. Because
the fans would have taken the opportunity to say, no, Julius, that's why. And so, I mean, to me, in this city, it's all about effort, energy, and performance. And when you're out there showing effort, the fan base shows a lot of patience with you.
Simple.
And
Period.
like you just cannot have this type of performance after you do that. But putting that aside, when we talk about what happened tonight, 99-75, I mentioned Derrick Rose is a big miss. The Knicks were 24-11 last year with Derrick Rose. However, this year they were 11-15 in games that he played. You know what that tells me, CP? That this is last year. Rose was a key reason. Yes, this year Rose is also a key reason. But one of the big reasons why this team is up and down, where you don't know what you're going to get, is because now we don't know what we're going to get from Julius Randle.
That's a fact.
You cannot go into a season and not know what you're going to get from a night-to-night basis from your quote-unquote best player. Because if that's the question, you know what you get? You get our record.
Yeah, you get 19 and 21.
Up and down.
You get 19 and 21, bro. You got 500 and mediocre. You know, absolutely right. On the money, man. Shout out to Movie Juice, $5 super chat. He says Julius, aka Ferdinand the Bull, can shove the fake apology in the bag this offseason and kick rocks. Yep, Julius did issue an apology, or if you want to call it that, did issue a statement. And the league did make a statement, fining him 25 G's for those comments. You know, you messing with the money, man. That might have been a Dolan edict. Like, hey, you know, we don't want to ruffle any feathers here, Julius. Right. You know, you got to take it easy. You know, Dolan and PR came out swiftly, and CAA took the pen to paper. So you had to figure that was coming.
Yep. Quick question for you guys: Do you make of anything? Because I'm sure somebody may say it to play the other end of it. Do you guys make anything of the fact that maybe tonight was an emotional letdown from the game winner and all that stuff, the emotions, the social media drama with what happened with Julius? Is there anything to that? Is there anything to the fact that, you know, the Celtics, you just knew at home they had to respond? I mean, this team, they face their own questions. Their coach is questioning their heart. You know, so do we put any of that into the performance tonight, do you think?
Not really, because, bro, we were getting smoked by like
CP's
25
like, nah.
points. We were getting smoked by this team at the Garden. Like, I didn't come away with anything from that last game with the RJ buzzer beater. That's all I thought. RJ got the buzzer beater, cool. There was nothing outside of Quickly's play. There's really nothing that I took away from that game. Like when people called in and said, I think this is the turning point. I was like, no, man, this ain't no damn turning point. Because you're going to get an effort like this tonight. This team is what their record says they are. And it's not that great right now. It's average. It is completely average. So
yeah, we did what we were supposed to do. That the Celtics for the last few weeks have been trash in the fourth quarter, and we took advantage of that moment and that situation, and we ended up winning the game. And to your point that you just made, JD, Coach Udoka called them out, and they made sure that they strapped up in that fourth quarter and did what they were supposed to do. They rose to the occasion. So yeah, all this showed us is that we took advantage of their negative in that game, and they flipped it around. If anything, they carried off more from that energy than we did.
True.
So yeah, I didn't know. I don't think that has anything to do with us. At least the guy that I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. You're down 25 last game, and then tonight 99-75. That to me is, if anything,
75.
It's even more glaring.
75.
It's more glaring. You have more questions than answers. I know we split, but when you look at the way tonight played, you ask yourselves, the Celtics a better team, because we won on the game winner, but they probably feel today we should have gone 2-0.
Yeah, 75, man. So one of those nights, man. So to everybody,
that's a season low, right?
Oh, gotta be, has to be. Yeah. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. This is Knicks post game live presented by Prize Picks. CP the franchise here, JD Sports Talk, CK2K in the building. We're gonna get to the phones in just a second. Let me shout out some of the super chats that have come in. Salute to Junior Caroma, sent the super chat. Junior, definitely appreciate you. I'm trying to find the super chat. Hang on. Junior super chat says this. Hang on 1 second. Oh, just lost it. Hang on. All right, Junior super chat says, $5 super chat says, Jules is my boy, but I don't care about that thumbs down gesture. LOL. Knicks got to start winning games now. We're already 40 games in. Yeah, it's got to come now, and hopefully, we get some reinforcements back. We still don't know the status of Kemba. My guy Nerlens Noel's been on vacation since the start of the season. When does D Rose come back from the rehab? We'll see how it goes, man. My guy Nerlens Noel needs super conditioning from the protocol, man. That's why I'm thinking, like, I think his knee's still messed up on it, low key.
Yeah, 100%. He's in all this time.
Yeah, I just think his knee's still tweaking on him, honestly, man.
It has to be. They say he's out of the protocol, so it can't be that. He's out of it, which means he's cleared all that stuff. And it's like, bro, I mean, and the crazy thing is he had the protocol time to get the knee healthy, and that wasn't enough time.
Yeah.
So now you need additional days of rest, because at this point, it can't be conditioning.
No,
it's been more than a few days.
Yeah.
So it has to be there's an ailment that he's still in the midst of healing, or either strengthening maybe the core muscles to get his knee right. I mean, you talk about a disaster year. It's been a disaster season for Nerlens Noel.
No question, man. Let's get to the phones. KiingDeej on the Discord. KiingDeej, let's go. KiingDeej going once. Hang on. Am I on the Discord? Check 1, check 2. I don't see any mic levels going on the Discord. Hang tight. Let me reset the Discord real quick. I don't see any audio levels going. Deej, hang tight 1 second. All right, while we do that, let me get to the phones. Let's start off with OG Dan from Long Island. Dan, what's going on?
What's good, fellas? I hope everything's going well. Listen, I know I always say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The point guard problem, we can't get into sets. Mm-hmm. And, listen, I know you like quick, and I know we don't have much of a choice. I just don't think he's a point guard. Man.
Yeah.
And so, and don't get me wrong, we started the game well, but if the game wears on and then you go to the second unit, and you're right. Burks is a travesty at the one. We can't get into sets, and I don't. I know we went with Kemba. I don't listen. These guys know a lot more about what the market is, but not being able to get a point guard, I think it just hurts us. Nights like tonight,
big time
show, right? We just can't. We get into by the time we get our offense going, there's 8 seconds left on the shot clock. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just a problem that I think will help when Rose comes back. I think we'll look a lot better. Listen, the MVP of the season is Randall's agent, because remember when people would say he left money on the table? Thank God he signed that deal last year. Could you imagine if he didn't have a deal done going into this year right now? How much money Randall would have lost? So his agent does a lot of credit. And also, I didn't jump on with you guys last week. I mean, because it all started last week with the Randall conversations on your show, and then obviously the night. But here's my question for you, though, CP, and for all you guys, I should say. You guys said a couple of shows ago, Randall's got to be held accountable, right? But how do you define accountable? Because you can't, how do you hold the man accountable when he's supposed to be your star? Like, that's my question for you guys. Because you guys were saying it over and over again. Ash is like, he's lazy, but he's still a good player. I don't know what she was saying, but you kept talking about accountability. What does that, because you don't want to bench him. So what does accountability mean? I'm curious.
No, it's not benching him, but to me, it's just like you have those not necessarily quick hooks, but, a substitution after those back-to-back turnovers. You know what I mean? And not all turnovers are terrible, right? As they say, but the ones where it's just careless passing or over dribbling or, dribbling into a triple team, those type of things, sub them out for a second and really be like, listen, man, like, you got to pick it up. You got to tune in. You got to check in here.
I understand.
Those type of situations. I'm not saying bench him or don't. So those are kind of extremes that would never happen, right? But the same way Tibbs will sub out a certain player. He did it to RJ in the Toronto game. RJ in the fourth quarter throws a lazy pass, takes him out of the game. Things like that.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And the other day, I wanted to mention regarding Randall. Remember the second quarter tonight? He threw those 2 balls away. One, he was trying to hit quick, and then the other one, he tried to hit somebody in the corner or whatever, and he threw 2 balls away in 2 consecutive possessions, right? And it's never Randall's fault, man. It's always somebody else's fault.
Right.
Nothing's his fault. And like I said, man, listen, I know Ash, like I said, she must know him or something, whatever. God bless her. You can't defend his, and someone said it earlier, the lack of effort, because you're right. In this city, we're pretty tolerant of guys who leave it all on the floor, and he's not leaving it all on the floor.
Right.
And again, to all the guys like, I don't care about the thumbs down. You know why? Those are the guys watching from home who don't go to the games. But let me tell you something. You go to 5 or 6 games a year, and you're dropping $4 or $5 grand to watch games. You don't need the players, giving a thumbs down to the client. If you own a business, you know that. Yeah. You never insult your client. That's why the statement came out. You never insult your client. Yeah. So,
and that's why the league fined him.
Oh yeah, but that's why you hear fans say, "Oh, I don't care. You shouldn't boo him. You should do this." Listen, man. Maybe you shouldn't boo him. I don't know. People have their own opinions, but what he did is just dumb. Because at the end of the day, you can't, some guy's there with his kids and he spent $800 just to get in the place. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to see you give him no thumbs down. This ain't Memphis where you pay $20 for a ticket, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Have a good night, fellas. Take care.
OG Dan, speaking facts. Salute, man.
Yo, sometimes you got a fan going to a game. They took time to save money to get to that game. They finally get decent tickets. And they know, like, this might be the only game I attend this year. Yeah. And then you imagine you go to that game, and then it's after the first quarter, you're down 20, but you're not down 20 because you're playing the Golden State Warriors and they shooting you out the gym. You're down 20 because you're not running back on defense. Right. You're not hustling for a rebound. Like, it's those type of things. That has to be upsetting, man. And that's why I don't know how you argue against it.
Yeah, on top of that same dude, probably the one that was on that ticket that you bought. So you got to take that ticket home looking at the guy that you was upset with. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course. There's a lot of levels to it, man.
There's levels to it, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. All right, KiingDeej on the Discord. Deej, you up next.
What's good? What's good? Can you hear me, guys?
Yep. Loud and clear. Let's go.
What's up, man? Run it up, run it up. Listen, I think the rule for saying Happy New Year is under the 10 days.
It's over, man. I quit.
over?
I quit that like 2 days in, man. Yeah, it's over, man. It's over. It's over.
Bet.
Yeah.
Listen, I called on Thursday and I said it. You know that first game against Boston had a playoff like atmosphere. It don't change. Now I heard CP say that a lot of people that called on Thursday thought that was the changing of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I told y'all already. It was a playoff like game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna treat this game the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, in all 4 games, well, actually, let me take away all 4. Here's a number. Besides opening night when we was all in the building, the Celtics have been smoking the Knicks in all 3 games by at least 15. At least 15 points.
Even opening night, we were down by quite a bit though.
Yeah. Even on Thursday. So I say this to say that. I love these back-to-backs because you get a sample size of how a playoff scenario would be.
Mm-hmm.
And in all paragraphs and all phrases, it took us getting outer body experiences from players in order to beat a Celtic team that's 19-21, the same record as us.
Right.
So everybody that's in the chat, just listen to what I said. It's taking Evan Fournier averaging 35, Kemba feeling disrespected and dropping a 30 ball, and Randall's opening night emotions in order to beat a team that's fighting for a play-in with us. That right there explains why we're in this situation. And I say that to say this. Randall, I don't hate Randall, but this battle that you're fighting, like I was talking to my friend today. Randall fights an inner battle with himself, man. And it's obvious to every Knicks fan that sees it. The reason why we're booing you isn't because we want you to play like last year. Last year, you were out of this world. That's not going to happen. That's a career. That's your career year for the rest of your career. You're not going to be better than that. But there's a thin line between last year and this year where we know you could be better. I saw 4 plays this game where RJ got stuck guarding Robert Williams because Mitch is running back to guard Al Horford and Randall's complaining about a foul. That happened 4 times tonight. And before everybody goes off the bandwagon and says, "Oh, we do this to all our stars," yes, we do. But you know what? Every player in the league that's a star has gotten booed once in their life as a basketball player, and they all react to it in different ways.
Yeah.
And Randall shows that, and this is why I don't understand all these Randall supporters that just go off the haywire saying that we're all bad people and that we're all hated.
Ridiculous,
bro. It's about how you respond. And I'm going to shout out Fredo, because Fredo put this up on Bleacher Report. March 1st, Melo dropped the F-bomb to a fan. Go F. You know? Against Portland. We got smoked at home against Portland. This is 2016.
Yeah, I remember that.
Guess what team he played the next night? March 4th, 2016. He goes to Boston, TD Garden, and drops 30 points, shooting over 40%, and they lose by 1. I say that to say this, and I'm gonna hang up. It's not about, and Melo and Randall are 2 different players,
right?
Clearly, but it's about how you respond to leading, and that's why I don't understand why people hold on to Randall and say that he'll be good as the 3rd or 4th best player on a championship team, because he doesn't show you that he responds to it. He does not ever show you that he responds to it. That's my issue with Randall. And every year that he's gotten paid, he does this. Every year, the Pelicans, the Lakers, he does this. So it's just infuriating. This team is going to take over the personality of their best player. And right now it's him, by far. It's him and Evan. And that's why this team is inconsistent. Going forward, the only thing I can say about tonight, and I'm going to hang up, IQ was great. He needs to be in the starting lineup until Kemba gets healthy, until D-Rose gets healthy. It looks better. And then if free the law firm, if you're gonna start quick, don't burn him out, coach. Tibbs, you're killing me with these playoff scenarios.
Burning him out, bro.
Burn him out in the first half. He was done. Done after the second quarter.
He damn near played the entire first half.
Free the law firm, Tibbs. Free the law firm. If you don't trust him as a starting point guard, at least put him in the back. It could be him. It could be him and my boy Grimes and Burks. Or it could be him, Grimes, and Knox off the bench. Just switch it up, man. You're killing me, coach. Every time we're in a playoff scenario, you show me that I can't trust you in a playoff game. I'm out. Peace and love.
Peace. KiingDeej.
And that's the one thing with Tibbs is this. I call it template coaching. It seems like it does. It seems like when you're inserted in a certain position or spot, it's like you meet that criteria of template, and that's what you play. Because Kemba comes in, Kemba's playing 40 minutes per game in four games. How do you do that? I don't care if Kemba's scoring 50 points. How do you do that? Somebody else comes in. Burks comes in. Burks is playing 40 minutes. Quickly tonight starts. Quickly plays 22 of 24 minutes in the first half. And it's like, there's a lack to me of flexibility and rhythm within just, easing your player into a certain role. And to me, that's why I think you have these ups and downs. It could be one of the underlying reasons of some inconsistent play as well. And sometimes maybe when you have these efforts some nights where you're asking yourself, where was the energy tonight? Because I know that the question hasn't been asked this year about physical and conditioning and all this stuff, but you wonder, last year they played, with the way they played last year, and this year, some of the minutes that he gives certain players, if at some nights, and it's still not an excuse for me, but it is a reality. You're talking about, you're banking on human performance. If, sometimes they're just tired. They're tired out there,
Hey, it's been looking like that in a lot of games early this year, bro. It's been looking like that in a lot of these games early. But on the quick thing, it's again, to me, since he's taken McBride out of the starting unit, it's been evident to me that he doesn't trust McBride right now. Houston game be damned. He doesn't trust McBride in a big spot. So this is what you're gonna have.
Still think you can trust him in a bench spot. At the very least, we'll leave some of those damn minutes. I get that, but I mean, you could definitely trust him in a bench spot for sure, and give him the same Obi 9 minutes and see if we can get some relief from Mayo quickly.
Let me answer that two calls behind his question. I thought it was a very important question. Where he said, how do we hold
him accountable?
The best player accountable? Right. Like, how do we do that? Especially a guy like Julius, who is not Kobe, RIP. It's not Jordan. It's not one of these guys that you can maybe go to the media like Phil Jackson used to do and play those mind games. Or he's not maybe like Tim Duncan, where Greg Popovich could just yell at him mid-court and bench him. So how do you do it? I think with Julius, it's a combination of you can't be afraid to sub him out at certain points of the game, as you mentioned, CP, but also there has to be some type of coaching that has to be done behind closed doors. And that's the part that we're not seeing.
Don't know. Right.
We don't know. So in other words, it's like you hold them accountable. If you're going to protect them in the media, and you're not going to say, this player has to play better, which I still don't agree with. Like, I understand that maybe you're trying to manage a certain personality because every player is different. But at some point, it's also okay to say this player has to play better.
Hey,
I'm not messing with your psychology by saying that.
Had no problem with it after Thursday night. He said, my team plays scared.
And look at our work.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? Instant effect.
Exactly. And when he said that, Tatum and Jaylen Brown are on that team of, scared that he was talking about. Right. So I think you have to be able to just hold them accountable in the games, pick certain spots where you didn't like a play, just like he's not afraid to immediately bench a player when they didn't run the right set or they didn't make the correct rotation. You have to set that same example with your best player. If you don't want to look at him while he's going on the bench, fine. But after the game or on shoot around the next day or in practice, you come up to that same play on the film session, whether it's behind closed doors, you and him, or as a team, and that's your moment to coach him. And to me, if he's coming out and he's continuing to make the same mistakes, then I don't know if that coaching is being done, which then means, what is the real plan with Julius Randle here? Is it just protect him and give him this leeway and that's it? So to me, when you hold them accountable, it's the relationship between the coaching staff, the organization, and him. What happens behind closed doors, which we don't see, and what you're willing to do in front of the public.
True indeed, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. 1,200 people here in the check-in. This is Knicks Post Game Live, presented by Prize Picks. CP the Franchise, CK2K, JD Sports Talk in the building. Knicks lose 99-75. Ooh, the fewest points the Knicks have scored in a game since April 3rd, 2018, when they lost to the Orlando Magic 97-73. One of those nights, people. Let me shout out Del Will, $10 super chat. He says, as someone who suffered through Glenn Gondrezick, Ken the Animal Bannister, Butch Beard, Marvin Webster. All right, so he's an 80s guy. Louis Orr, I reserve the right to say boo to a garbage effort in 2022. And, and Breen said as much on the telecast, basically saying that, listen, this is a fan base that has, basketball PTSD, man. We've been through so much garbage over the years that we expect excellence. Like I was saying on Thursday night, we expect excellence. We expect hustle. That's what made us, Knicks fans with a lot of these teams. And to see the inconsistency, it's hard to deal with. So you get the reaction that you get on Thursday night, and hopefully those things are past us. Taya Clay down in San Antonio says, is Randall better or worse than Chris Bosh? Point is, Randall is a fringe star. We're a 10th seed.
What are we doing? What is that?
Yeah, I don't, Taya, I'm not sure what you mean there.
What's the benefit of answering that question?
If they want to answer, Chris Bosh was better.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
I didn't know if you want
just to answer your super chat.
Yeah,
thank you for the contribution. It's Chris Bosh.
Yeah, man. Shout out Mike Boy in the chat. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out. I saw a couple that came in here early. I'm trying to scroll up and find them. But just throw a hashtag new in the chat if you guys are new here, and we'll shout you guys out. All right, back to the phones we go. Let's go to Rick from New Jersey. Rick, what's going on?
Y'all can hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Yo, CP, CK, JD, nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you.
See y'all all the time. Y'all fire. Dopest show. Keep doing y'all thing. That's one.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate
it.
And
I want to talk about Julius Tasmanian Randle.
Mm-hmm.
That boy is crazy. There's a lot of Randle supporters, but the thing is this. He likes to have the ball a lot. Calls for the ball. Mm-hmm. Shrugs his shoulders when he's not getting the ball. My thing is this. You don't have game like that. Zach Randolph, when we had him, he don't jump. He don't move fast. He was killing.
Yeah.
Randall don't got game. Everybody keeps saying lack of effort. No, he probably don't have lack of effort on D. But on offense, he be trying. He be dribbling fast, spinning, passing the ball all crazy. Like, he be trying, but he don't have game. He don't get buckets. He tries too hard to get buckets. 6 for 19 tonight.
Yeah.
He just shoots and shoots and shoots. And it's not lack of effort. He just don't got buckets in him. That's it. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Not a beating around the bush. He can't get buckets.
Yeah, that's a fact. He's a
when
tough shot
KD,
shooter, and to this year it just hasn't been falling for him. Not like last year, for a fact.
Yeah, definitely not like last year. And last year, like you said, out of body experience. But it's like everybody. Like I like Quickly. I like McBride. I like all of them. But at the end of the day, none of them has layup game. If they go to the rim, and I'm sitting there watching, knowing they're going to pass it to the three-point line. Nobody got layup game. Then, when we go against these other teams, everybody, it don't matter what the name is on the jersey. They go layup three, layup three. We got no layups, and our threes is not all that.
Yeah.
If Derrick Rose not in the game, he's not getting no layups.
Yeah, because, he's one of the more consistent finishers on our team. And more fearless, But I thought tonight was a night where we were very cognizant of Robert Williams in the middle, and that deterred a lot of our shot. And even Randall, the 0 free throw attempts, it's just not aggressive enough, man. You got to challenge that guy, or else you're going to make him comfortable. And now you got to settle for taking tough shots all night. And the C's will live with that. They'll take those all night, especially with, inconsistent point guard play. They'll settle for all those Randall, mid-range tough looks where he's trying to create for himself. It's exactly what the Hawks did. So, to the Discord we go. E-crossover. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Yeah, man. All right, what an abomination of a game. Oh, my God. All right, just to say this, man, I was sick and tired of seeing them being figured out in the paint. Every single time RJ goes in, Julius goes in. Robert Williams looks like Tyson Chandler in the finals.
Right back out.
Look, exactly. Same thing I keep telling you. Once they get figured out, all right, I'm going to just kick it back. I'm gonna do this. But the main thing I was seeing was that they couldn't find no offense. And even quickly was doing his thing, penetrating, hitting the floater. He was setting up, like I was saying, setting up right, taking his shots. But the main thing that I was questioning is just the rotations. Like, why you let Obi get 9, and then you put Jericho Sims for 2? Like, you're not even trying anything out. You're not going, okay, cool. But the main thing throughout this season that they need to understand is that you're not going to be that team that's going to win anything this year. Even in the next year and probably the next year after that. Build upon the players that you have right now, and then tell Randall into his face, you are not the guy. You have to share the ball and see what we got from these players. Because if we don't see the potential with anybody, we're not going to see no stars come over here. Because if we're limiting the talent that we're bringing up through the draft, what makes you think players are going to come in and go, oh, can we really build a team? Because we're trying to make sure that a star player that's not really a star, he only had one good year out of 7, 8 years you've been in the league, that you've had a very good year to define our franchise. That's not going to work. The front office has to figure something out. Fournier's stock has gone up. I think if you try to get a point guard like De'Aaron Fox, if you could package certain players and not give up too much of your talent to get De'Aaron Fox here, I think that will shut Randall up and know that, look, you're not going to be the one running the offense. Stop with this. We don't need that Randall going down the court all the time. And that's it, man. I'm out, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
It's terrible.
Appreciate it. Well, look, the only way you're going to get more Obi minutes is if they play them together. That's simple and plain.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask.
That's the only way you're going to get that. If they play them together, is that the way you take the Time Lord away from the basket and open things up?
I was just gonna ask you, CP, what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do?
Same thing we've been doing from last year. Hoping he plays them together, bro.
Obi's literally averaging 9 minutes.
Yeah.
He looks lost again. It's like, he seems to be a player that you need to give him a lot of minutes for him to grow into his game, get into a rhythm. I also see, we pointed out the day that he was out, that we would see the how much he would miss Derrick Rose. I think that's part of it, big time. And also now he doesn't have Derrick Rose, and now he has to produce without one of his best counterparts in such limited minutes.
Yeah,
like at some point this franchise has to do something with this. Like, you can't continue to have a lottery pick, the first pick of this regime, continue to play 9 minutes in the next 42 games. Well, like they have to, something has to give at some point to this situation, because I think if this is going to be his role for the rest of the year, I don't know that Obi's going to be happy this offseason. He may, they may have some discussions between his agent and Leon Rose on what's the plan here for me, because I can't prove myself if this is your plans for me.
Yeah, you always hear fans and people talking about, that the Knicks drafted wrong. We drafted the wrong guy, this, that, and the third. Well, at what point does it go from us drafting wrong to the fact that we just don't ever really give these dudes a chance? You know what I mean? We're talking about, like you said, the 8th pick, and Obi Toppin, who has shown us signs all season long that he is trying to make that step in his second season. And, to the point we've been talking about with Julius Randle with accountability, Tibbs is doing a hell of a job keeping Obi accountable, because the minute he does something wrong, if his shoelace is untied when he's out there, he's getting taken off the court. You know what I mean? So I just feel like we stunt sometimes. In a lot of instances, I feel like we are not giving these guys that shot. And, for Obi Toppin to be playing the way he was all season, and then all of a sudden, finally, just his confidence to just be shot instantly like this.
Yeah.
There's something else going on. And I feel like that's something that needs to be, explored within the front office for sure.
Well, it'll start with this. And I love Taj. You guys have been watching this show know that that's my guy. But if we're going to get washed in this game, if I got to watch this team get washed 99-75, I'd rather see Obi Toppin play 18 minutes than Taj Gibson. There's no reason why Taj is doubling up Obi's minutes at this stage in his career. I like Taj, and he'll come in, he'll give you production, and I see why Tibbs goes to him as that safety valve. But come on, Tibbs, man. He's 36, bro. Like, this is it, man. This is it. Try it out, Julius and Obi, man. Try it out. You had Taj doubling up Obi's minutes tonight. It's kind of crazy, bro.
Taj Gibson is the definition of situational for this team. And I don't mean that as a slight. I mean that when you play him, especially in shorter spurts, you're going to get energy. You're going to get fight. You're going to get, aggression when you play him in those spurts. So I feel like you take those chances in what you're saying and running more situations for Obi Toppin and stuff like that. And if the situation calls for it, fine. Then go to Taj Gibson as that next option. Don't have that be the first option. Taj Gibson is playing 28 minutes in a game and 33 the next game. Like that, like you said, he's not that guy for us anymore. And that's only going to hurt us more and more. And if we get blessed to make the playoffs, then when we're trying to use Taj Gibson, the man's knees are going to be more shot than Mills in the Wells, you know? So I just feel, I completely agree with that. We got to be trying a lot more, but it goes back to what JD was saying, the template rotations, robotic rotations that a lot of chat said. We don't really do much to change things.
In a break glass situation, how you have Taj playing more minutes than Obi, and that's my guy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's my guy. Yeah, how you have Taj playing more minutes than your number 8 pick? You drafted him number 8, and this is like I say. The Noel contract is trash. The Fournier one is not looking so great. The Obi pick, I've been saying it since last year, was a waste. It was a waste. It was a waste because you didn't move Randall, and now you got the two of them here, one blocking the other, and you got Taj playing 18 minutes to 9 over Obi. You can't make it up, man.
And this is why you have to hold the front office accountable for this as well. Because because I do understand also the argument of which has been a consistent counter to that point is, well, who knew that Randall was going to have that season? Nobody knew, CP. Nobody knew that we were going to be a 4th seed. Nobody knew that Randall was going to have this type of year. Well, here's my argument to that, which is a solid one. Did you guys not discuss that you had a player going into a contract year? Did you not have conversations of, hey, if this guy has a contract year type performance, if he has a great year, are we willing to extend him?
Right.
That's a conversation that you had to have in the offseason. Every time you go into an offseason, you look at your salaries, you look at who is going into a contract year. One of the conversations you have to have is, well, if Reggie Bullock has a great year, are we willing to resign him? If Alec Burks has a great year, are we willing to resign him? Are we willing to resign Julius Randle? If the answer was yes, then why do you draft Obi?
Why?
Because you basically you're playing the risk game. Like if your answer was yes, if this guy has a great year, he's young enough to where we're willing to re-sign him, then why do you go the Obi route?
It's been a waste, bro. It's been a waste, and I don't see it changing that much. Let me salute to some people in the chat, fellas, and we'll get to our prize picks of the night. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks post game live presented by Prize Picks. CP the franchise here. CK2K JD Sports Talk. Let's get those likes up. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I want to shout out Don't Rory in the chat. Team #new TA. What's going on? Chill Most 85. We got Mayhem, big up from the UK. So Mayhem is up late rocking with us. Shout out to Lance Charles, team #new. Matthew Mose, K Baca, what's going on? Shahid, day one. Shout out to Varun, team #new. We got King Low 71. What's good, King Low? And shout out to David DeNitto, $5 super chat, says KFTV is so dope for the community. Let's rally around the team, realize where we are, such a good shape for the next 3-4 years. Keep positive. All right, so David is on the more positive end. As I was telling you guys, this show is presented by Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy prop operator out there on the market, man. Prize Picks has more daily NBA props than any other daily fantasy operator out there on the market. And what I love about Prize Picks is it's easy to play. All you're doing on Prize Picks is you're picking 2 to 5 players and you're predicting over or under the stats that Prize Picks sets every night. Prize Picks has their line makers and it's you versus the house. So if you play NBA, you can choose from points, assists, rebounds, 3-pointers made, free throws made, and you just pick between 2 to 5 players. And you can also mix and match sports. So you can pick 2 players from NBA. You have the Cowboys and the Eagles playing tonight. You can pick 3 football picks and mix and match there. So very easy to play, and you guys can try it out. Play to win, play responsibly. Go to prizepicks.com, enter promo code KFTV at the sign-up screen, and you'll receive a 100% match on your deposit of up to $100. So it's a very good deal. They match your deposit up to $100. Fellas, how did you guys do tonight, man? CK, how'd you do tonight on your picks? You had a good night last night, as you said.
I did, yeah. I came out with $400 yesterday. On 200 on 2 tickets. 200 on 2 tickets. Yeah, it was a good night.
So you hit 10 out of 10 last night.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
10 out of
2 separate
10.
tickets. 10 out of 10 yesterday. Yeah, great night. And like I joked with you, I gave all the money right back. So I don't really want to talk about my JD. You're the mastermind. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for giving me the floor because I have something to say to CP. But anyways,
boy.
So I won $50 today on one pick because I actually picked Patrick Mahomes, which I didn't know what was going on with my ticket. I thought it was Thursday, but I guess the game was today. So that ticket where I took Jason Tatum over 2.5 against the Knicks, he had 6 threes, over 2.5 assists for Alec Burks. He had 7, over 12.5 for Evan Fournier. He had 41 points. In that same ticket, I also had Patrick Mahomes. I thought the game was Thursday. The Knicks game was Thursday, but I had to wait for tonight. Kansas City Chiefs played tonight. I took him over 239.5 passing yards. He had 270.
Okay.
So there, I hit all my picks, $50. Now tonight's ticket. Oh, CP. I took RJ Barrett over 18.5. He had 19 points.
Oh,
that's good.
All right. There we go.
Sabonis was 0.5. All he had to do was hit 1 3. I took the over. He hit 3 threes tonight.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Your guy, Boga Bogdanovic, over 2.5 threes. He hit 3 threes tonight. So that's 3 for 3.
Yo, that is a good pick on Prize Picks, man.
Yes.
Bogdanovic's threes. Yo, because he takes like 8 threes a game.
Yeah. 3 for 3.
Okay.
Right. Jaylen Brown under 22.5. He had exactly 22 points.
Ooh,
yes,
he pushed.
I'm 4 for 4. Here we go. I'm about to win some.
It was 22.5. Okay, so you got that one. All right. All right.
Yeah. I'm 4 for 4. 5 players. You know, it's Saturday. I'm about to go to Dykeman after this. You know what I mean? Use some of the Manscaped products. You know, be fresh.
Yeah, facts.
And then I picked Alec Burks.
On what?
15 over 15.5 points. I took him on the over because Fournier was out. I said the points got to come from somewhere.
Right.
And he had 8 points.
Should have hit me up, bro.
Which you haven't covered his performance tonight. You think I haven't noticed?
Slick, right?
I still win money. I win 4 out of 5 tonight. I win money.
Yeah.
But don't get the grand prize.
You got to hit me before you thinking Burks, man. Just like we confer on the RJ topic, you got to hit me before you go Burks. I can tell you if he's going to have it tonight or not, man. Sometimes I just get those feelings. I didn't think he was going to have it tonight. Really? I don't even think he
I
hit
had the same
over.
mindset as JD. I was like, where the points gonna come from?
Yeah.
Where the points gonna come from?
Yeah, I mean, I just think I like the Celtics defense. I like their perimeter defense, especially with Smart out there. How much did Burks have in the game on Thursday? Because the over-under for Thursday, I think it was about 14.5 for Burks, and he finished with 3. So, like, Burks isn't trending well, man. I didn't like that. I would have told you hit the under on Burks, man. You could have won some money tonight. You gotta consult with me first before you select Burks, man.
I wanted to pick him on the assist. They didn't have him on the assist category. They didn't have him there. But I said, all right, he's gonna get 16 tonight.
Yeah.
And of course, he does what Burks does.
Yeah. It's not
and then you know when Burks doesn't perform, you're pretty quiet the whole show. But it's fine.
Listen, I told you guys the formula for Burks already, man. I told you it's going to be inconsistent. And now when he has more responsibility, this is not his game, man.
He folds.
This is not his game. All right? Julius had 13 points out there, man. Don't blame Burks. Burks is like third on the pecking order, man. This is Julius's fault. Don't take it to Burks. If Julius had it rocking tonight, trust me, Burks would have got it popping. He can't do everything.
Right.
They got him playing point guard. He's got to facilitate. He's out there playing defense. He's got to get in the passing lanes, get steals. Can't do everything, man.
And guys, today's the first day where it's real. It's legal in New York. Play responsibly.
Play
That's all I have to
man.
say. Don't get too hyped. Play responsibly.
Right.
Disclaimer.
Absolutely, man. So that was our prize pick segment. Lessons learned. Always consult CP before you go on a Berg's pick. All right? But go to play to win. Try your luck. Go to prizepicks.com, or you can download the Prize Pick app and enter promo code KFTV. And like I said, you get a 100% match on your deposit of up to $100. Don't have to put in all 100, but they will match your deposit. Okay, back to the phones. We'll take a couple more calls. Let's go to Fredo on the Discord. Fredo, what's good?
Gentlemen, how we doing tonight? Good?
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. I think I'm going to be the first caller since Thumbgate to say that I'm against the booze, man. So,
okay.
So, like, for me, it's never been about whether people should or shouldn't boo. They obviously have the right to. But I just personally think, like, it's like, to me, it's low class. It's like arguing with a girl, calling her out her name, It's just something that you shouldn't do.
So let me ask you a question. You watch baseball?
Oh man, I'm a Met fan.
Okay.
Sport.
So you know very well when an offense stinks. So when these batters are in slumps, when they're striking out golden sombreros and things of that nature, what happens in baseball?
I never boo.
Right, but that's you.
Yeah, I know. And I'm never telling anybody that they shouldn't or that they should. I'm just telling you that to me, it's beneath me. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just think it's not fly. I think I just can't. I don't understand it. Like I look at these athletes and I know if I had 100 years of practice, I'd never be able to do what they do. I'll never be able to do what they do. That's the reason why I watch the game.
It's hard, man, but this is what you sign up for. When you sign on the dotted line and you're one of the greatest you're playing a spectator sport, bro. If they didn't want to go play at LA Fitness.
Listen. I like I said, I'm never gonna argue with somebody that boos because if that's what you want to do, go for it. But it ain't for me.
Okay.
But the reason I called is I'm always the one that calls and defends Randall and the players and stuff like that. And I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna say that I kind of hope at this point, because I see where it's going, and he's getting the same treatment, even though he's nowhere close to the caliber of player as Melo. This isn't going to end well for Randall. And I just think at this point, what they should do is just give the fans what they want. The fans say that they want Randall to play better and all this stuff, but really what they want is for Randall to get traded. So
I don't think so, bro.
I'm not saying that you should, but I'm just saying if you ran a poll, the fans would say they want Randall traded. They want him gone. And they want Tibbs gone too. I see it all the time. They want Johnny O'Bryant. So I just feel like they should just give the fans what they want. Let the team run with Johnny O'Bryant and trade Randall for a first round pick. You'll be lucky if you get two, and go back to the cycle that we just got out of, and just keep playing the draft until we finally hit Kobe Bryant 3.0. So
okay.
So that's I feel like that's the only option that's left. But
damn.
Yeah,
Fredo, you're waving a white flag on us tonight, man. What's going on, bro?
Damn,
what happened
bro.
to you, fam?
God. Bro, this is what the fans want. I don't think.
Where are you just battling?
Right. He just won Battle of the Fans. We gave him the belt. He got the strap.
With Randall. Listen, I'm happy with Randall. I'm happy with Tibbs, but the majority of the fans aren't. And so it's okay. Like give them what they want. Since this is what they want, give it to them and let them see it. Give it to them. They don't appreciate it, man. They're celebrating that the guy got COVID. I mean, how much?
But that's some, man. That's some, bro. And appreciate the call. And I came out on Twitter and said that, man. Like, there are people like Fredo who say, "Oh, the fans celebrated that he had COVID." Number one, we don't know a specific reason that led to the thumbs down. A lot of people jump to the conclusion that it was because people were jumping in his wife's comments and people were celebrating the fact that he had COVID. We don't know that. We don't know, was it somebody at the Garden that triggered him? Was it the entire Garden when they were booing him, when they were down by 25 points? We don't know the exact cause, but you can't just assume that, because there was fans that were celebrating the fact that he had COVID is why he reacted that way. We don't know that. I'm not saying that's cool, but that's also a select few. It's a select few. We always say this is in life, period, that a few bad apples don't spoil it for the bunch. So why are we doing that here?
Yeah, they don't speak for us.
You know, what we want. He's talking about. He's talking about, the fans want him to get traded. I mean, I get what he's saying, but that's just because that's the current situation. But what we desperately want is we want a star, man. Like I want to start worrying about, I want to get one of those top players, and I want to start worrying about how can we complete the team. Like who are the complementary players we have to get? It seems like for decades, we build the complementary players and then they go to other teams to flourish because we don't have the star. It's like we keep, like now you see McBride, Grimes, like these guys could be future complementary players. Where's the star? Like that's what we really want. If you did a poll on, do you rather trade Randall or you want the superstar? Everybody's gonna vote. We want the superstar. Like we'll figure out Randall later if he wants to fit in. We can pack him after that, but we're dying for that guy. Yeah, like, that's what this franchise wants.
Yeah, man. CK, you want to jump in on this?
I agree 100% with that part right there. That's why we're always talking about, this player, that player, trade for this guy, trade for that, because we're just all itching for that superstar to have. And then because like it feels like we're at that place where we have all these players that would fit nicely with a superstar, like with a number one go-to kind of guy. So yeah, I agree. If there's anything that I want or anything that I would desperately want to try and make a move for, try to do, is try to get that damn superstar. But I don't know if I want to drastically just blow it all up just so we can go right back to mediocrity. I don't think that's what we're trying to say.
How many times did you hear boos last year? How many times did you hear him getting booed last year? You wasn't hearing it from me. I would say, yo, this man is balling right now. Like, I'm on Kellerman going in because Julius is killing the league right now. What he's on, he's on. And I'll defend him when he's on. But the idea that, the booing is wrong. Yo, it's a spectator sport, ladies and gentlemen. This has been going on since the gladiator days. This is sports. You cheer, you boo. And by the way, as my guy Dan from Long Island say, you pay a pretty penny for it. This is the most valuable team in the league. It ain't cheap. You go to this game with a family of four, you're coming out a couple of ducats out of your pockets. So yeah, you want to see a good product on the court. It's just like you go to a movie, you go to a Broadway play, you go to this and the third. If it's trash, you're gonna say so. This is a spectator sport. You don't just sit on your hands. This isn't golf. This is a spectator sport. Like, I don't understand why this has to be explained to people. If you're playing well, you hear it. If you're playing badly, if you're down by 25 points to a team that played on the second night of a back-to-back and they're kicking your ass, you're going to hear it. It's not rocket science.
This is a fan base. The word is we OD. I told you that, CP. Like, we OD in every way. Like, remember the what was it? Was it game 2 in the playoffs? The national media is making fun of us because they're like, look at the crowd. They think they won a championship, and we in the local media, we're like, that's us. That's how we rock. Bro. Like, okay, we act like we won a championship, but the players loved it.
You know how many people wish they would have been there that night? That night was epic.
Yeah,
epic.
Couldn't walk the streets.
You could not walk the streets. We had a parade out there. You know how many people wish they would have had that with their fan base? You got the Indiana Pacers struggling. They're begging people to just come in the building. You had James Harden outside hawking 2-for-1 deals to come watch the Nets play. The Nets, right?
He was paying for the tickets.
He himself was paying for the promo. He was
out
there
looking
like a Liberty tax guy with the sign and thing, with the Statue of Liberty uniform.
Do you know how happy Adam Silver would be if that would be the small market teams that's the type of fan bases they would have?
Right.
The NBA would be, but because this is a big market, people think it's funny. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the energy we bring. We're the extreme both ways. When we're upset, we get really upset. But when we're happy, oh boy, do we put you? Yeah. We put like, and what do other people say when people make fun of Knicks fans? You guys overrate your players. You think this player is this. You think that player is that. Like when people are in Twitter or even you go out to a bar or you're hanging out, you have friends of other fan bases. That's what they say about Knicks fans. They say like, yo, you guys really OD when the team is winning. You guys think, and when you're a player and you're a part of that winning, man, does that feel good? Yeah. But you got to take the other side.
We ride, bro. We ride out. I don't, to me that's fun, man. It's all in good fun. It's nothing personal. you know, and it's just what it is. All right, a couple more calls before we wrap up. Let's go to our JJ from Brooklyn. JJ, what's going on?
Yo, what's good, fellas? What's going on?
Good.
How you guys doing, man?
Good, man. What's good?
Chilling. Doing well, man. First, this game was just ridiculous because when you're playing the same 2 nights in a row and you just beat them on a buzzer beater and the coach calls them out, they're going to bring it, man. Defensively, they're going to be scrapping, and we just didn't match the energy. Even though we were down only 2 at the half, there's certain games where, like, okay, we're right in this thing. But that, tonight it didn't feel like it. Even though we were lucky to be down by 2, it's still, I didn't have the feeling that, like, we were right there, like, that we were going to win this game. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't seem that way by the way we were playing. And the thing, man, with Randall and the thumbs down, as a diehard Mets fan, I'm just like, no, not again, But the thing with the Mets was, it was Lindor, it was Baez, it was Pilar, 4 guys that were getting booed. If Randall's going to play like this at home after doing that, with the turnovers and lazy effort, he's going to hear it the rest of the year, man. It's not going to be good for him, man. And, you can't be doing it. You're not going to win battles with the fans.
Not going to win battles
Lindor
with
and
fans.
Baez won the fans over a little bit because Baez, the first game after he did that, thumbs down. He got the game-winning, scored the game-winning run, and then Lindor had the 3-home run game versus the Yankees, got a curtain call. But I don't sense that with Randall. I just don't think he's going to turn it around. And my last point, and I'll let you guys go, thanks for taking the call, is the thing with going at his wife, man. The fans that did that, that said she's the worst basketball wife, that's low, man. That's corny. That just makes us look bad and celebrating that he had COVID. That's not how you do it, man. It makes us all look bad,
here's the
man.
thing,
I'm not down with that.
We're in no way, shape, or form condoning that type of behavior. First off, I didn't know anything about that because I don't dwell in those spaces. See, that's the thing. Like what I said on Twitter was that, when you're on social media and you see these type of comments and you see these type of things, I think people have a habit of assuming this is how a large majority of people feel, or this is how a large majority of people are. And that's a very dangerous thing. These are just the spaces that you're dwelling in. So, yeah, if you want to go on his wife's Instagram and dwell in the comment section, you're gonna find some not so friendly things. It's with public figures are public figures. There's not one public figure in the world that has a 100% positive comment section on their Instagram. This comes with the territory when you make a public profile on social media. Now, there are several ways to curtail that, and you can limit the way these people interact with you. But if you leave your joint open, like the Wild Wild West, you're not getting sympathy from me.
Can't control that. Right?
Social media is not a requirement to live.
Yep.
It's not. It's not food, water, shelter. It's not those things. So if you choose to dwell in those spaces, these things will happen.
You have people that create fake accounts just to post one comment.
Yeah,
right.
And that's it. They don't ever log on that account again. They just want to make sure, a point comes across. And you're talking about all in a social media era, all different types of age groups. And here's the other part that people don't look at when you talk about that. What about the haters in terms of people that hate the team, that create accounts? And then you're thinking that's a Knicks fan. That might not even be a Knicks fan.
You don't know.
And this happens in all, like, look, LeBron and like the bigger figures, polarizing players in the league. You don't think they deal with this where someone that has nothing to do with even that team, they're just a person that just doesn't like the player. They create a fake account. They just spread all this comments and stuff just because they don't like the player. And then you thinking it's a Laker fan or something. Right? Like these are things we don't know.
You don't
know,
but
these are things that happen.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to focus on that, I mean, I don't think these people are saying that to Kendra when she's at the game. Like, of course not. That's her experience. Your real life experience is what you should take with you, not what you see on an account with 20 followers on social media.
Right.
And of course, because we live in a social media age, those are the things that get sometimes retweeted, or people take a screenshot, they send it to you because it's wild comments. Like that's what grabs your attention, and people know that, and that's why people do it.
We give way too much power to keyboard warriors, CK, keyboard cowards. We give way too much power to that, and assume that that's how everybody thinks, and it's a reflection on us. No, it's not. No, you can't. This is the Wild Wild West, bro. You can't control it.
Yep. But again, that's just the easy thing to do is just pin it on us because that they have their agenda still, regardless if it has to do with basketball or not. If there's something that points to Knicks fans, then then that they gonna throw that in the meeting, gonna throw that in the newspapers, gonna throw that on websites.
Oh,
that's
guys
just
are
what
toxic.
they're looking for.
You guys are this, that, and the third. I'm like, come on, man, stop it, bro.
Yep.
Stop it, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. All right, a couple more calls before we wrap up. Let me go to, I see Mo Bowling in the chat. We're going to end with Mo. Oh, Tom from Huntington. I'm just going to go to you. I think Tom didn't make it, man. So we're going to wrap up with Jay from St. Louis, then Michael White, and then Mo. Jay, what's going on?
Yo, much love, CP, JD, 2K, man. Much love to
How you doing, bro?
man. Hey, it's all love, man. It's all love. Hey, I'm gonna get into it real quick, man. Hey, it's been a horrible second half of the season for us. Well, the second quarter just wrapped up for us, guys. We didn't go 500. I mean, it was a real horrible. I don't like what I seen overall from the staff, from the players, and just coaching. Period. Honestly, to me, I think in the third quarter we got to figure out how we could make some runs, and I think that started with RJ getting a little more playmaker ability, setting up some stuff maybe with Obi, getting him more involved. It obviously looked good, but again, like I said, it was just a second, but it just really sucked overall. Evan, I don't like his play, man. I think the jersey is too heavy for him. He doesn't look comfortable here, man. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. Every 7 games you have a good game.
Yeah.
I just don't like it overall, man. And that takes me to Juju. This whole situation overall, man, is I just think he don't need to do that, man. You get paid millions, we respect you, but at the end of the day, we're gonna tell you that you suck, man. This is a gritty city, people just gotta understand that, and I understand it. It's just one of those things that everybody gotta know that you get paid that much, man. It's gonna come with it. It's not like nobody's meaning it, but as a people paying hard money for it. So.
Yeah.
But overall, I just hope the best for the third quarter of the season. We got to go 500. And hope for the best, man. Much love to you guys.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate that, man. I mean, like I say, ask these baseball players. Ask A-Rod what it was like before he won a chip in this town, and he was coming up way short in the playoffs, and striking out left and right. John Carlos Stanton. Ask these dudes. They get booed nightly.
CP, speaking of that, next 2 games against 2 Texas teams, San Antonio, and then you got Dallas on ESPN.
Oh yeah.
You think the fans they're gonna be ready to empty the clip or what? Because now
don't let KP come home and outshine you. Don't let KP come home and outshine you, bro.
Oh no!
And
don't let
the French Prince pop off.
Ooh,
don't get shut down, RJ. French Prince is coming for you, man.
This is what I'm saying.
Don't let the Frank Hive get resurrected.
You create that situation, and then now you got a little 2-game homestand here in which you can say you got to win both.
Yeah,
and try to get back into that 500 mark. And if you don't play well, it could get ugly at the Garden.
You made your bed, Jules.
Yeah,
you made your bed, man. Now you got to lay in it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because all you did was just, if you thought it was bad before, to JD's point, have a bad game against the Mavericks. Have a bad game against the Spurs.
Don't let the Mavniks come through and treat you like the Washington Generals. It's gonna get real ugly there, man. It's gonna get real ugly in there.
Yo, if Frank has a decent game, oh my God, you're gonna have the Frank Hives come in.
Trey Burke gonna bust Alec Burke's ass. Frank gonna give RJ to work.
Tim Hardaway gonna have 10 threes.
Oh man, Tim Hardaway gonna outshine Fournier.
Right.
Nightmares, bro.
Man.
Nightmare.
We should have signed him.
Nightmare. You might even get Theo Pinson in that game. Who knows?
Bullet gonna go off. He had a rough season. This is gonna be his night.
Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. We got the rhyme animal Chuck D in the building, man. Everybody throw hashtag PE in the chat to salute a legend. Shout out to Chuck. Always in here rocking. Chuck was in here earlier, man. He was in the Mosh chat early during the pregame or during the game. Pre-show, I should say. All right, let's go to Michael White in Dayton. I know he wants to talk about Michael White. What's going on? Oh, Michael White going once. Michael White going twice. You want to talk about Obi? Okay. All right, we'll put him back on hold. Jared, if you can hear him, just go back to Michael White and see what's going on. Mo Ballin, Mo from Australia, what's good?
Hey guys, shout out to everyone in the Knicks fan universe.
Sure.
Love the panel, guys. Hit those thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Love the channel, guys. Look, quick fire. I think it goes to show that the Knicks have a lot of work to do. All those people calling for the young players to play, let's call it out what it is. These aren't franchise-altering players. So, I like to see them get a run, but I'm not going to be tough on them. They're going to play. They're role players. They're meant to come in, play 2-3 years, develop themselves, and be something, but they're not franchise-altering players. But there's one thing that this game showed, and it was a statement game, if I would call it, lack of enthusiasm and energy. If there's one thing my dad always told me and my mom always told me, you're going to be good at hustling. Just hustle hard. Right. I didn't see it this game. It was just sort of like lack of energy. Randall, coming back to the whole fan base thing, he's got something wrong with his mental. And I hope he gets through it. He just seems to get bothered. He gets bothered by the refs. He gets bothered by the fans. I don't know what it is, but he's got to be focused and checked in, but he isn't. Because when he is checked in, it's a different animal. Yeah. He plays totally differently. And last point I wanted to say to the young players like RJ and Obi. RJ, go spend a week with Jimmy Butler and see how hard he works. Because I see RJ as like a second coming of Jimmy if he puts the work in. And with Obi's intangibles, his athleticism, just go spend a week with Draymond. Because, again, Obi's got that engine, but it's just not focused on something. So I don't know. That's just my couple of quick takes. Yeah. But you know what? Look, beating the Celtics at home after a back-to-back kind of thing, I didn't expect the Knicks to win, with all due respect. But I didn't think it would be that bad. Right. So, look, I still think there's a few more games to go. Let's sneak into the playoffs. That's all I want.
Let's do it, man.
Sneak into the playoffs. That's my wish.
Appreciate it, man.
But all good, guys. Thanks for the content. Love it.
Yes, sir. Mo Ballin checking in from Australia. My guy Mo never misses a show, man. He's calling in damn near every single night from Australia. Throw your cities, throw your flags in the chat. Let us know where you guys are checking in from. Salute to my Knicks fans worldwide. Okay, who we got in there? Oh, we got to go back to Tom, and then we're going to close with Jay Boogie because Tom is back. Tom from Huntington, what's good?
Gentlemen, fantastic work like always. Big thumbs up to not only KnicksFanTV, but of course Manscaped, as well as Prize Picks. You know me, you know how I do it.
Let's do it.
Actually, I think Julius needs Manscaped in his life because I used to have a lot of aggression. I used to tell people, shut the L up, that kind of thing. But once I started doing the Manscaped, you can ask my wife, everything's a lot nicer. All jokes aside, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Derek Jeter got booed.
Yeah.
After how many rings?
Got booed.
You take it. You walk away. And you know what happens the next time when you do something well? They cheer. It's not complicated. You're never going to win fighting the fan base. Never.
Nope.
You know what's going to happen next time? Watch. I predict this. Next game, or not next game, but when he has an issue at the Garden, they're going to start chanting anti-Julius chants, and they're going to say, we want Obi. That's the next thing. They're going to be like, we want Obi, especially if we're losing. So it's a losing thing. Mark Jackson, for one entire season, got booed at the Garden because he used to do this airplane helicopter thing. They were like, what is wrong with you? Are you a mental case? But anyway, regarding the team, they got to figure out what they're going to do with Obi and Julius. I don't know how long it's going to go like this. It's confusing. It's upsetting, but regardless of the fact, I didn't expect to win tonight. I was hoping to get more effort out of our leader, quote unquote. But like I said, it is what it is, man. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm rooting for the best, and I'll continue to boo if I see garbage. Yeah. Okay, that's just me.
Simple and plain.
To each his own. But when I see garbage, I boo. When I see something I like, I cheer.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys have a wonderful evening.
Appreciate
Rapid fire. I don't want to keep you. Thanks for the opportunity, like always, and have a good night.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Definitely appreciate it, man. All right, and closing us out, Jay Boogie, North Carolina. Jay Boogie, let's go.
Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Shout out to everybody in the whole world. Shout out to everybody repping the orange and blue. Shout out to everybody on this inside this chat. Shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of difficult situations going on with me, but I gotta do this for my man right here. Some of y'all don't really know this man who I'm gonna speak about, but just to let some of y'all know how far, you know what I'm saying, CP, my GM, he's extended, you know what I'm saying? He's extended in so many ways. There's a guy named Ron Cleveland used to come up and call up all the time. You say, man. You know what I'm saying? That was another wing up under CP, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, he just lost his mom, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to come up, you know what I'm saying, and get everybody to show the man some love. He used to have a show called the Man Show.
Shout out to Ron Cleveland.
He chose to shut his show down to go ahead and preach his word. You know what I'm saying? And that's real big. So I need everybody, you know what I'm saying? If you can, just, you know what I'm saying? I know we love basketball, but just step to the side for a moment and throw some, you know what I'm saying, some prayer signs, you know, for my man, you know, Mr. Ron Cleveland.
Shout out Ron Cleveland,
Man Show. You know what I'm saying? And just give him back some love and let him know, you know, he got a great big support, because this was his home, and this way he came from up under the armpits of the KnicksFanTV show and the CP and everybody else. And shout out to everybody, and just let y'all know we're going to get through to the other side, which is the better side. We just got to go through the struggle and the pains on this side. That's how you get forward, you know what I'm saying, in life. You can't, everything is not going to be easy for you in life. You're going to have to go through something to learn how to, you know what I'm saying, get to the better side. And when you get to the better side and look back what you came through, then you can always realize and say, yo, that's what I made it from. And that's why I'm the person I am today. So, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know, your people that you see every day, tell somebody you love them, because you never know when you can't tell somebody you love them, you know what I'm saying? Spend time with your loved ones, you know what I'm saying? And share your life with everybody. Everybody continue on staying healthy and safe. God bless you all, you know what I'm saying? And I'll get back with y'all later on in the week, you know what I'm saying? The next game, I talked about some basketball, but I wanted to do this and share this with everybody, let everybody know what's going on. Sometimes the other things are bigger in life than, you know what I'm saying, just basketball. God bless you all. Stay healthy and safe.
Well said, man. Jay Boogie, North Carolina. Well said, man. And shout out to Ron Cleveland. Definitely want to send our condolences to him and his family. I talked to Ron maybe before Thanksgiving. It was definitely like holiday time, so fairly recently, man. So, you know, I just gave him a call. It was good to talk to him. We just chopped it up. Life, Knicks, a little bit of everything, man. So definitely, you know, Ron, if you're watching, if you're listening, you know, we definitely send our condolences to you and your family as well, man. But yeah, Ron Cleveland was a good dude, always supported the show. He's a day one. The man intro was always epic. You know what I mean? So yeah, big up Ron Cleveland, man. Absolutely.
Don't talk to me about trading RJ.
Right.
That's one of Ron's famous sayings. And so he's known for his energy, man. You talk about Jay Boogie, Ron has tremendous positive energy, and you know, condolences to him. I know the situation with his mother was real. You know, when he had his show, there was times where he had to put the show aside and cancel a few episodes to attend to his personal matters. So you know, sad to see this happen, but I know if there's one person that could pull through, it's definitely Ron Cleveland.
Yeah. Shout out to Ron, man, and appreciate the call. Jay Boogie, definitely appreciate that. All right, on that note, let's wrap the show on that note. Definitely want to shout out all the viewers tonight. Yeah, everybody was checking in, man. Everybody checking in from around the world. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in on a tough night, tough loss. But hopefully we bounce back Monday when those Spurs come into town. Knicks 19-21 on the campaign. Still fighting.
Your prediction, CP. What's Randall going to do? Are we going to do a game prediction or a boo prediction?
I mean, against the Spurs,
He better play well.
A dominant performance. It's got to be a dominant performance. Don't let Jakob Poeltl and those guys show you up. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a dominant performance. I'm expecting nothing short of a 25, 10, and 7 effort Monday night.
Must-win game? Must-win game?
They all are. At this point, they all are, man.
I mean, a politically correct answer.
They all are, man. You know, I mean, let's look at this thing. Let's take a look at the schedule. I mean, according to Tankathon, we have the second hardest schedule to close out the season, but obviously those things change. It's very early, but 42 games left. Supposedly the second hardest schedule according to the combined record of the rest of our opponents. And we got San Antonio at home, then Dallas, then at Atlanta, Charlotte, home versus Charlotte, home versus Minnesota, the KnicksFanTV, Knicks Omni fan event. I believe as of 8 o'clock tonight, we only have 4 tickets left. So if you guys are still interested in coming through, go to theomnifan.com and get your tickets because by Monday, they'll likely be gone. So if you guys want to come with us to that event, it's going to come with pregame shoot-around access. So you're going to be able to sit through pregame shoot-around, watch the players shoot around, practice, warm up, and then we'll do a team photo on the court at Madison Square Garden. So it's an unbelievable package. It's going to be great. JD's coming through. I think the Stratocast is coming through as well. So we will be there deep. And, of course, my homegirls, Knicks Omni fan, always do great work on these events. So that'll be a good one. So Charlotte, Minnesota, New Orleans, Clippers. That's a nice little 4-game homestand. You sprinkle in at Atlanta. But you basically got your next
6 of the next 7 are at home. 6 of the next 7 are at home. Yeah. And I think it's safe to say if by Sunday, January 23rd, that Clippers game, which will be the end of the 6 out of 7, if we're not at least 500, might be a long
one because it gets ugly after that because you're in Cleveland, at Miami, at Milwaukee. You go to Sacramento you're home against Sacramento for a bum night. Then you got John Morant coming through on February 2nd. Then you hit the West Coast gauntlet at Lakers, at Utah, at Denver, at Golden State. Portland should be a bum night. You should be able to get that, but who knows? That's a tough stretch, man. It's a tough stretch. Ooh. So
it's not like we winning at home.
So I think this next 6 out of 7, you could say this is the season.
Could be. Mm-hmm. Could very well be, fellas. I want to shout out the super chats. Let's just shout out the super chats that have come in. Gonna be very, very interesting to see where this team ends up. Shout out Walter McNeil, $5 super chat. He says Melo gave Julius the blueprint to be loved in the city. Melo took all the punches in the social media era, man. I miss him. And he rarely, I don't even think Melo skipped media sessions, man. He was very accountable. And yeah, Melo was different, definitely different. Shout out Paul Robinson. $10 super chat says Ash was saying that players don't like the Knicks fans, but I'm positive players saw that playoff win celebration last year and thought, imagine if I won a chip there, especially players from New York like Kemba. You're not going to tell me that, Kawhi Leonard didn't choose the Knicks because the Knicks fans are meanies. You know what I'm saying? Like, if KD that way, yeah, well, KD's not built that way. You know what I'm saying? But the Heatles didn't not choose the Knicks. Or they didn't choose the Knicks because the Knicks fans are hard on them. They didn't choose the Knicks because Knicks couldn't get that third max deal. Part of the reason. But, to say the fans were one of the big reasons. And those were the guys that have mattered within the last 10 years of free agency. Sure. The Heatles, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant. Team changes. Those are the guys that have mattered. Chris Paul, they said Chris Paul wanted to play for Phoenix to be closer to his family. To say that it's the Knicks fan thing, I don't think so, man. Young Kobe says, have these fans ever heard of trolls? Come on, SMH, we want heart and effort. This is New York. That's a fact. Taya Clay says, how do you fix this current Knicks team? Get better players. Chuck D, Rhyme Animal Chuck D says, he says, I was joking on that, man. How do you fix this team? Number 1, get back healthy. Figure out the point guard situation. And Julius Randle and RJ Barrett got to be consistent. I think those are the three biggest factors to determining where this team goes this season. Health, point guard, and Julius and RJ got to be who they were last year, or else this team is going nowhere fast. JDCK, anything different to say on that?
I liked your initial answer.
I did at this point, to be honest. I don't know that you're gonna get that.
No,
I don't know. So
Yeah.
Honestly, the answer might be either wait till the offseason and make moves, or do something at the deadline. Because if you get healthy, okay, that's one checkpoint, but we still have weaknesses.
Yeah.
And then now you're looking at, the players. Are Randall and RJ going to be consistent? And so far this year, the answer has been no. So either you wait for it, or you make a move.
I just don't know what moves we make coming into this deadline, to be completely honest with you. We can say names that we want and would love to see, but I don't know what moves we realistically are going to make by this deadline. So I think, like you said, it's more of an off-season thing that might happen.
The rhyme animal,
if anything.
The rhyme animal Chuck D throws a $5 super chat in the pot. It says swamp water, second, third, and fourth quarters, man. Knicks should have been replaying Udoka's speech, knowing that Boston was gonna scratch our eyes out in the second half. We move on. Energy just wasn't there, man. First half, first quarter was there. Second half, they came out guns blazing, and we had no answers. Robert Paris, $5 super chat, says they ain't trading Randall, unfortunately. Leon and company prefer him spinning like a fool. Wrong guy to build around. Fife says, what do you guys think of Knox? He ain't really getting much of a chance either. Kemba, RJ, IQ, Obi, and Randall. I would like to see starting Bullock balling in Dallas. Yeah, I think Knox is he's playing his days out with the Knicks. John, $5 super chat, says, was Julius's MVP year the worst thing that could have happened to the Knicks in their future? Well, it's hard to know without knowing, where they would have been picking in the draft had they been in the lottery and who they would have picked. Hard to tell, but obviously would have been better to get an upgrade in talent for sure. Brandon Guess, super chat, says, tonight we saw playoff Randall. Celtics played us the night before. Watch film game plan and reminded us what the Hawks series looked like.
Damn.
Lord Zilla. Yeah, I mean, listen, with the Time Lord man in the middle, it's going to be very, very difficult if your shots ain't falling. Lord Zilla, Obi plays 9 minutes because he's kind of useless without a point guard. Love Obi, let's be objective. Until Rose gets back, he's not seeing any run. He looks lost right now. Yeah, he didn't play well. Certainly didn't play well. Certainly did not play well. Young Kobe says, Julie Ash Randall has some explaining to do. You guys get that one? Julie Ash Randall? Shout out to AG. Says, time to start trading some of these role players. Let's start with Randall. Magic 28 says, less foul calls equals less breathers during free throws. Players are tired across the board. Coach makes that worse. Okay. Junior Caroma, Del Will got those. Mets 2128 says, we need to get rid of our coach who is so tunnel vision and get rid of him soon. Russell Reed, tough thing. Knicks fans, don't forget Randall's thumb down when his legacy, unless he brings a chip. Thumbs down will be his legacy unless he brings a chip. His ship is sinking. Blood of the Panda says, APB out on Surge. Hope he's okay. LOL, hashtag Obi Avengers, hashtag free Obi. Yeah, what's up with Surge, man? Haven't heard from Surge in a minute. David Claudio, $5 super chat, says, let's not forget we missing our starting point guard and starting shooting guard and our 6-man. Still no excuse. Now that I know Julius watches, thumbs down back at you. Tibbs isn't using our depth at all. Steve Werner says, Randall talked all that, gave the thumbs down, and then goes 6 for 19, 6 turnovers, 0 free throws. Now he's going to get booed for his shoes being untied. Russell Whiskey says, speaking of good news, Mitch's hook shot. I must have missed that one. I didn't recall that one. Shout out to Mitch, though. Paul Robinson says, I don't think I've seen one floppy play all year. Offense is whack. We need big changes before the trade deadline or this season is a waste. Brandon Guest says, I'm going to give them a pass tonight. It's hard to win after emotional high and travel the next day and play the same team. Perk called them out, and they responded. All right. So that is that, fellas. Great show. Great show to all the fans that tuned in. Remember that a couple things, prizepicks.com, promo code KFTV for a 100% match on your deposit of up to $100. Also go to manscaped.com. Enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. You heard from Tom from Huntington. Once satisfied customer, man, changes life, changes marriage around. Hey, may be able to do so for you. I can't guarantee anything, but go out there and support our sponsors, and you'll be supporting our show. Remember that this show is available in audio podcast format, man. All the major podcast platforms. So if you're on the road, if you're driving, you can't watch it on video, you can always catch us on audio. We are everywhere. You can't miss us. Follow all of us on social media, KnicksFanTV, JD Sports Talk, CK2K, on Twitter, Instagram, all your major platforms. And we'll see you guys Monday, man. Knicks at home versus the Spurs. Let's get a bounce back victory. We out of here. Peace. Oh, we got another super chat coming in. E-Crossover. Hang on. E-Crossover says, we need 2 head coaches for this team. Tibbs for defense, whoever think would be a perfect for the offense. Mike D'Antoni, LOL. Thoughts? Yeah, I think Tibbs needs to go out there and get an offensive-minded coach. That was one of the questions I had for Ian Begley when I did my WFAN show, was who's the offensive coach? And Ian was like, well, it's kind of by committee right now. So I think we need to look into that, and add some creativity to this offense. So
is Tibbs open to it? That's another question.
Is Tibbs open to it? Right. Good question.
A lot of people say Johnny Bryant is a nice, young, talented basketball mind, but does Johnny Bryant, even in his title as associate head coach, does he even have the leeway? So that would be another question to ask in that whole dynamic.
Sound like Johnny getting the Obi treatment on the coaching side. Crazy.
Shout out to Fournier too. He had such a great game. He exhausted so much energy that
he blew out a tire, man.
Blew out a tire. His whole head. In Nerlens Noel fashion.
Yeah, man. Man, oh man, can't make it up. Cannot make it up.
Even when he kills, he can't make it up, man. With his team this year.
Can't make it up, man. Not surprising at all. But all right, great show, fellas, and to you fans out there, great show. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. We will see you on Monday. Peace.